Hi, my name is Sabrina Hickel. I'm the Associate Dean of Counseling and the Internship Director at Covenant Seminary. I'm glad you've joined us for today, and I hope you'll come back on June 18th to join me for the live Q&A. My topic today is, what are the 5 most important skills to be an effective counselor? I'm actually going to change the topic I was given just a little bit. Here's why. The research shows, no matter which research you're looking at, and here's a long aside, you could be looking at the modalities for different diagnoses. You could be looking at Yalom's research on groups or individuals, Carl Rogers' theories. You could be looking at attachment theory. I'm particularly thinking of the research done by Sue Johnson on EFT. I'm also thinking of some of the research I've read on what it takes to be an effective supervisor. But here's what all the research concludes: that it's the quality of the client-counselor relationship that matters the most to whether a counselor is effective at helping a client have growth and change. I also think not only does psychological research show this, but scripture shows this. The Lord of the universe, the creator of all of the world, has been using relationship to create change in us. I think of the verse from 1 John that says, we love because he first loved us. All the way back from the very beginning, the Lord of Lords has been using his love, his grace, his care to help people change and become more love themselves. So psychological research and scripture say that it's the quality of the relationship that creates change. So here are my 5 skills that a counselor needs to build a great client-counselor relationship so that they're an effective counselor. I've come up with an acronym for you. It's CARES. We all want to be a counselor who cares. The C stands for curiosity and calmness. The A stands for, well, something I can't remember at the moment. Oh no, here's what it is: the ability to live in the and. The R stands for rapport building skills. The E for emotionally present. And the S for is self-aware of their own story so that they can be a safe place. Those are the 5 things. And I'm going to go into them a little bit here, but I hope you'll come back on June 18th so we can talk a little bit more about them. Curiosity. We are curious with clients. We ask them questions. We get to know them, not to win an argument, but to know, to understand, to learn. As the Francis Schaeffer, Christian apologist, was quoted often as saying, he wanted to listen 90% of the time, speak only 10% of the time, and even in that 10%, do mostly question asking, showing curiosity to learn all about the experience of the other person. Then there's curiosity, and then there's calmness. Another way to think of calmness, I just needed a C, is to be a non-anxious presence. I have Dr. Dan Zink, our former director here of the program, who helped me and so many other alumni think about being a non-anxious presence, to be able to sit with someone else while they're in a storm, and to sit with them, not be afraid of it, not be scared about it, not have our own anxiety come up, but to be able to offer calm and peace and soothing love and regulation. So 2 skills of a C: calmness and curiosity, and then the ability to live in the and. You probably know from your own life experience that there's a lot of life lived in the and. We live as believers between the already and the not yet. We face good and evil in life. We taste and faced joy and sorrow. So much of life is lived in the tension of the and. It's not black, not white, but gray. We have to live in so much gray of holding things in tension. We need to be able to normalize that tension for our clients and help them have the ability to live in the and. So important. Then there's the R, rapport building. This is when we build a relationship that's safe enough to communicate well, not because we agree the same, not because we're on the same page, where everything is exactly identical, but because we've created a safe, close connection where, dare I say, it's easy to communicate. That's a pretty lofty goal, but rapport building is so important. We need to be able to build that beautiful relationship with our clients in order, and I'm looking something up here on my screen, forgive me for looking away, in order that we can give them patience balanced with perseverance, back to the and, empathy balanced with energy, and gentleness balanced with genuineness. So important to have that rapport building skill. Our next skill is that we want to be emotionally present. We want to be able to bring ourselves into the room so that we can feel with our clients what they're feeling, to match them, to validate for them. So we want to be emotionally present. We want to match. When they're sad, we're not going to be super happy. We're going to be sad with them. When they're crying tears over a heinous thing, a trauma, of something unjust that's been done, we're going to cry with them and we're going to share that sorrow and that sadness with them. We're also going to not match them if what they're doing is incongruent with what they're talking about. If a client is talking about a trauma and they're laughing, we're not going to laugh with them because we're going to tune in, we're going to be emotionally present and know that that story deserves sadness or righteous anger or maybe even joy or happiness. And so we're going to help our client tune into the emotion that goes with the story. So we're going to be counselors who care. We're going to offer curiosity and calmness. We want to be able to have the ability to live in the and, rapport building skills, the ability to be emotionally present. And then the last one is that we want to be self-aware of our own story so that we can be a safe place. We want to know how our story comes into the counseling room so that we don't abuse our power. So important not to abuse our power so that we can be changed by the client. We want to be open. My clients have had a tremendous impact on me. They've taught me so much. They've helped me grow. It's not their job, just a byproduct of the good work that they do. We also want to be aware of our own story and how it comes in the room so that we can give clients feedback on their style of relating and how it hits us. So important. And all of that means that when we have been aware of our story, we can create a safe place so that our client can be fully known as they learn to trust us, fully known, warts and all, and know that they are fully loved. And it is in that space of being fully known and fully loved, still back to that tension, where they can grow and change because they feel supported. So those are my 5 things that every counselor needs in order to build a quality client-counselor relationship so that this dynamic can be so safe, so good, so that the client can grow and change. I hope you'll come back on the 18th. Love to chew on this with you. Love to invite your questions. Maybe you want to know how to live more fully in the and, or how to be more emotionally present, or how to be emotionally present without doing damage and asking the client to care for you. Maybe you feel like I forgot an important characteristic or skill that you think should be essential for every counselor. I'd love to chew on that with you. Come back on the 18th. In the meantime, please know that it is my prayer that as you become a counselor who cares, that you would know just how fully the Lord cares for you and your calling and the work that you are doing or want to do as a counselor. Peace be with you, and I'll see you on the 18th.